Hi everyone, Eric from Miss Cook Eric here. This vlog will be about our 14 days of quarantine in the hotel. Let's get started. When we arrived at the hotel, we sat outside while they told us about the rules. Then they passed out these red papers for further clarification. There's a phone number, the rules, they mentioned instructions, and the steps we need to complete to get onto the plane after our 14 days. We then went into the lobby, and for each person, we had to fill out information like our flight number, our home address in China, and a person's phone number and name that you want to communicate with in China. Here are some pictures and videos of our room and of us working. Every morning, the hotel brings us breakfast and puts it on the chair outside of each room. Here's a look at our first breakfast. It's pretty normal. On day 2, my siblings got their blood test because they didn't get the COVID-19 vaccines. Then on day 3, everyone got their PCR nasal swab tests. It was definitely worse than the US one because they stick it in way too deep. And there are also 2 daily temperature checks at about 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. On the 4th day, we changed our room to a bigger and better room. We changed it because our room was supposed to be only for 2 people and we have 5 people. My dad first called the hotel front desk, but they said that they cannot change it. So then my dad called the mayor hotline. They said that they will look into it. After a bit, they called back saying that they already contacted the hotel and they gave us a new room. Here's a tour of our new room. Here is us getting a PCR test on day 7. Here is a toy that my sister got. We also bought things like an automatic pencil sharpener that lifts the pencil out for you, paper, and more. Basically, we're trying to make the hotel room more like home. The crazy thing is that the deliveries are super quick, like in one day. Then our dad changed the outside room to make it more spacious and convenient. Now the outside room is for eating and the inside is for studying. You may have seen the 5 masks that were hanging on the wall. That is for when we get our temperature checks and PCR tests. It goes from left to right, oldest to youngest. It's for cleanliness and convenience. Apart from item deliveries, we were also allowed food deliveries. We ordered food from an app called Meituan. Here is us preparing a self-heating pot of noodles that we ordered. We then started to think how good or bad this hotel is. A good thing was that the deliveries arrived super quickly. The bad things are that this hotel is pretty old, the bathrooms sometimes smell like something rotted, and the breakfasts sometimes are not good. On the 8th day, we found out that all of our trash are considered chemical waste. Interesting fact to know. Now that we are on the last few days, our dad filled out all of our forms for returning to our home city. Here are some examples. We also started to exercise because we basically haven't been moving for 8 days. There was also a PCR test on the 9th day. Then on the last 3 days, it started to rain. My siblings were very excited because there is pretty much no rain in California. I mean, just listen to this wind. There was also a final PCR test that everyone had to do twice, one after another. It was also a mouth and nasal swab test. After all of those struggles, we made it through the 14 days and here we are, heading towards the elevator. Interesting thing on the elevator. These toothpicks are for pushing the buttons for the floors. Here's the lobby of the hotel. Our last moments at the hotel. Here we are finally feeling the outside world for the first time since 14 days. This is the place they need us to give them official forms and passports for each person saying that everyone here has finished quarantining. Here's the bus we got on. This bus was completely different from the one we rode to the hotel. It doesn't have a protective shield separating the driver from the rest of the people. It was also much cleaner. Here we are at the airport and you will need a green QR code to get into the airport. It basically means that you can get on the plane. Here's a video and a picture of the airport. We even had our own security checkway. We bought first class for safety reasons, and we found out that the first class lounge even had its own place for the people that came from quarantine from the hotels. Here are 2 more images of us going to the gate and our plane. Finally, we are landing at our hometown.